So I want to talk about Joan Crawford today. Why? Because Joan Crawford engineered her beauty. What do I mean by that? Well, let me give you a little example. I recently read, or not too long ago, I read she actually held her face, her neck, a certain way at all times. She had a certain posture for it so that her neck would look like she's got a defined jawbone and that there'd be no, shall we say, additional chins or necks showing. And I thought that was kind of interesting and something very much in line with my Vanity Cases characters, where the credo is who cares how you feel on the inside as long as you look fabulous on the outside, which I really think was Joan Crawford's brand. And well, first of all, if you're part of my tribe is that part of people who love old movies, Hollywood glamour, style, 1940s style in particular. And unintentionally, I think a lot of my characters on my cards have the feel, or maybe it's subconsciously, of being from the 40s. But anyway, if you're part of my tribe, you can understand why I look at someone like Joan Crawford and I actually think of Cher when I think of Joan Crawford. Huh? What? What do I mean by that? I think she was always aware when she was in public. Cher was always kind and professional and polished to interviewers. They didn't get more kind, polished, and professional than Joan Crawford to interviewers. But more importantly than that, I just love that she took that unapologetic pride in her appearance because she saw herself as a brand and she never wanted to disappoint. Um, I think she was probably very relaxed when she had a face full of makeup and covered in accessories or wardrobe. I think that was true whether it was in the movies or whether she was a spokesperson for Pepsi Cola, which I think really that put her way ahead of her time. Hello, a celebrity being a spokesperson. What was that? Was that the late 60s, early 70s? I have to double check on that. I think that was in the 60s. But she would treat these personal appearances the way we should treat all of our appearances, whether we're going to meet with friends or go to work or honestly even just hanging around the house. She treated it all like, ta-da, I'm here. I'm going to give you everything I've got. And I love when I watch movies of Joan Crawford, whether it's Sudden Fear, whether it's Sadie Thompson from the movie Rain, which was in the late 30s, where I think was the first time she overdrew her Joan Crawford lips, which I do upon occasion. Some days I'll go with a Betty Davis, some days a Lucille Ball, but some days I'll go kind of that rectangle Joan Crawford. Um, or even Trog. I think even in something like Trog, which was her last film, it just showed, if you see her appearance, you can tell she's giving it her all, the performance, but she's also giving it all to her appearance. Like she is not slacking off. And I think there's no reason for anybody to slack off. But I also think she did what was called for in the moment. Hello, Baby Jane. Whatever happened to Baby Jane? She may have needed better lighting at that stage. However, have I seen that movie a million times? I have not. I have not. I've seen it 2 million times. No, I know I can recite every single line with every same inflection of Jane Hudson or Blanche Hudson. Priceless, perfect movie. Anyway, I just look at someone like Joan Crawford and the way she comes in through my cards is my cards, they're everybody's going to be all my characters are going to be polished. On my worst day, I'm going to be polished. When I go out to walk the dog, I'm going to have a little makeup on. Okay, maybe not a little, maybe too much, maybe not enough. I don't know. I can never get that balance right. But I look at someone like Joan Crawford, who really got the memo on vanity, taking pride in one's appearance, putting effort into one's appearance. So if you're part of my troupe, my posse, you get that Joan Crawford. She celebrated being fabulous and working on being fabulous, seeing it as a responsibility. So, and you know what? I bet if there was never a book on Joan Crawford, we would still hold her as one of the highest, on a high echelon of actresses from the 40s. Because really, if you watch her films, Autumn Leaves, oh my gosh, have any of you ever seen Autumn Leaves? But anyway, if you watch a Joan Crawford movie, she's giving it everything she's got visually for the camera, but also the performance. So anyway, she is my one of my vanity queens, and I'm curious. Are you familiar with her? Do you know Joan Crawford? Are you aware of her? Do you have a favorite Joan Crawford film? My mom didn't think she was attractive. I thought, especially I look at Mildred Pierce, stunning, stunning. So, and I think the 40s, that glamour, that era is just endlessly timeless. It was timeless 20 years ago, 30 years, 40 years ago. I think the same is going to hold true years from now. I think that Hollywood glamour, the red lipstick, the shoulder pads. Okay, my shirt might be old, but it's got shoulder pads in it. It's just timeless. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Joan Crawford? Or do you have someone from that Hollywood golden era that you see as your vanity queen? Anyway, that's it for now. Yeah, I did make the comparison, Cher and Joan Crawford. Yeah, I, I think they could have been friends. I think they would have kicked it off together. I really hit it off together. Anyway, thanks for watching. Love, peace, and chicken grease, and I hope you'll come back again the next time when I share my next Vanity Queen.